British Council is a cultural relations organisation. We connect people. We connect people from the UK to other countries and also within regions and globally. And as a global organisation, global challenges like climate change are an important aspect of our work, to bring people together to share understanding, to share ideas, to share new approaches, and also to build bridges and build understanding on this particular issue. Because issues like climate change cannot be solved by just one country alone. We need to work together. And as a cultural relations organisation, we are ideally placed to bring people together into platforms where people can discuss these important issues and agree on actions to take.
It has been 3 years since LRQA and British Council conceived and supported e-IDEA. And it's amazing to see what it has achieved so far and how everyone is talking about it. Now, all these 40 e-idealists are gathered here in Indonesia to attend this workshop, and we hope that this would be very useful for them when they go home and implement their own projects.
Because we think to see our city is look better and to be green and to be matched with the cultures, because like I mentioned, our city we conserve like a long history of the cultures, and we think if better if our city will be green and also can be matched with the Lana culture.
There are almost 900 million square meters just vacant roofs which we can use. So we think, why don't we use these roofs, and how can we use them? We not only for our project we aim to not only plant those vegetables instead of flowers, shrubs and grass, but also we want to just integrate this rainwater storage system and solar energy facilities to make full use of these things, and especially we want to get Shanghai more greener and make a better environment for people who living and working in this city. They have more chance to close to the nature, and it's good for their health.
I saw that one of the biggest issues in Indonesia is about how we can reduce the energy consumption of fuel. And then after I graduate, I see like that our transportation is one of the biggest contributor about energy emission. And then I think we must to do something about that. Transportation is the second largest contributor of energy emissions, CO2 emissions actually, and then with one car, we can reduce up to 0.79 tons CO2 per year. And our project is starting with 500 vehicles, and then we are going to expand it within 5 years into 100,000 vehicles that probably can reduce the emission about 1 gigatons CO2 per year.
Sometimes we try to understanding only very intimate society, means only concerning about the human. But also we are kind of like a human is only single factor which consisting entirely whole society of the world. So we need to observe now, more carefully observe what's happening entirely our world.
So basically what I designed is this LED surgical lamp which runs off a 12-volt car battery or a scooter battery, and the scooter battery is recharged from a solar panel. The product is like flat packed, so it starts out as this flat sheet of metal, and then it's sent to wherever the field hospital is, and then it's assembled into this shape, and it lights surgery, and it's very low cost and it's very sustainable, all made out of one material.
Lloyd's Register's mission is to protect life, protect the environment, and make a difference to society. So if we can help these young entrepreneurs achieve their aims of recyclability, environmental protection, sustainability improvement, climate change, and help them make their voices heard, then we're fulfilling our mission of making more difference to society. So the more that we can do in terms of funding, the more that we can do in terms of management support, the more that we can do in terms of leadership support, then the more difference we can make to them and the more difference they can make to the world. I think it's a truly energetic and inspiring thing that we're doing this, with the e-idea concept. One way of differentiating what Lloyd's Register do compared to other organisations is the simple strapline. Other organisations do something to make money. We make money to do something. That's the difference with Lloyd's Register. So everything we do is with the ultimate goal of adding value to society. Everything that these entrepreneurs are doing is with the ultimate goal of adding value to society. So they're linked to us. And if we can help them achieve their goals, then we're achieving our ultimate mission as well, making a difference to society.
It's been a really fantastic day. We've had a number of presentations from the e-idealists, and I think everyone feels extremely positive, not only about the content, but the way people have been interacting, communicating together.
The Asia-Pacific region is absolutely crucial for sustainability. It is the most important area of the world. If you look at the population size in Asia-Pacific, you've got over half the world's population in the Asia-Pacific area. If you look at just Southeast Asia, you've got 500 million people, which is about 10% of the world's population here. So actually, it already has a large impact on the world in terms of greenhouse gas emissions, in terms of sustainability, but it's going to have an even larger impact on the world. And the reason for that is that economic growth here is so high, much higher than in parts of the world like Europe, that over time the population, the economies are going to grow, and therefore it will have an increased importance in the world in the future. And that is why an event like this at the moment is so important, and why decisions that are being taken at the moment are so important, because you've got countries in the region of Southeast Asia that aren't large emitters, really, of greenhouse gases, but because they're growing so quickly, they could become large emitters in the future. And the decisions that they take at the moment will determine whether or not their economies in the future are based around fossil fuels and they emit a lot of greenhouse gases, or whether they try and go towards a low-carbon economy, which means fewer emissions.
So for this regional launch of e-idea, we've come to Indonesia to bring the e-idea winners from the Asian Pacific area. And I think Indonesia is a very important country in terms of tackling climate change. When we look at issues around forestry and preserving forests, Indonesia has an important role to play. We also feel that Indonesia also is very much an entrepreneurship culture, that people are very interested in these particular issues. And by bringing e-idea winners to Indonesia, they have a chance to learn from some of the initiatives that are going on in Indonesia, and also to see some of the impacts, the real impacts of climate change on countries like Indonesia in the Southeast Asian region. So I think for the e-idea winners to come to Indonesia, they have a chance to learn from the many initiatives that are going on in Indonesia, and also to realize maybe some of the impacts that climate change is having on developing countries in this region.
I think there's a lot of innovation here, and thank you for e-idea for make us meet like this.